Hey everybody, Shannon from Spirit Wellness Coaching. I wanted to talk today about a tool that I have been using for about a year and a half. I'm actually really good with perspective. I can pretty much always, I shouldn't say always, but a lot of the time I can see things from a different angle and work it through, but sometimes I can't. So for instance, the tool that I use is by a woman called Byron Katie, and her background story is that she was like super depressed, so much so that she ended up going into like a woman's home to help get her back on her feet. And while she was there, she had this thing where it's almost like, I don't know if it was like a psychotic break or what, but the next morning she woke up and she couldn't remember who she was, and it was as if she was born again, sort of thing. And I know that sounds crazy, but the things she talks about in regards to perspective and how to work through things is like on a whole nother level. It's amazing. So one of the things that I'll give you an example. I'm just going to work through what her worksheets are. And she does this work all around the world to thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people. And like every time I go on YouTube and watch a video, people are talking about her work. So I just absolutely love her. So anyways, I'll give you an example. I'm trying to think. One of the ones I had today was, so sometimes when I'm trying to do work, that is when I will get like, quite a few phone calls. And so a thought in my mind would be, I'm always getting interrupted when I'm trying to get some work done. Now you can do this mostly with relationships too, but also you can do it with things like thoughts. So in her work, it's called Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, or just the work. There's a bunch of questions you can ask. So it just gets you to what your statements are going to be. So let's say my statement is, whenever I have a work to do, I get interrupted. So the first question is that true? And I can say, well, yeah, it is true. Like today when I was working, I got interrupted like 6 times, and yeah, so it's true. And so then the next question is, can you absolutely know that it's true? Well, I said every time I'm working, I always get interrupted. So that's not necessarily true. So no, I can't say that that's always true. I can say that sometimes when I'm working, I sometimes get interrupted, right? Okay. So then the next question is, how do you react when you think that thought? So it's just getting you down to the fact that sometimes we overgeneralize, over-exaggerate, make things bigger than they are, get more upset than we need to get upset. And actually there's more to this, but so how do I react? Well, I get frustrated, and then I'm grumpy, and then it's hard for me to get back to work actually. Okay, so then the next question is, who would you be without that thought? I'd be someone who's more peaceful. I'd be someone who's more focused. I'd be able to just like get back to what I was doing. I wouldn't be so judgy. Yeah. So then there's what they call, so those are the 4 questions, and then they have what they call the turnarounds. So the first turnaround is to yourself. So I was saying, I always get interrupted when I'm trying to work. So the first turnaround is to myself. So I always interrupt myself. So that's the first turnaround. And you have to ask yourself, is that true? Or is it more true than the other statement? Well, I would say for sure. I am the master at distracting myself and interrupting myself and not staying focused on what I'm supposed to do. So whether other people are interrupting me or not, first I got to take care of me and not interrupt me and stay more focused myself before I start judging other people and getting all frustrated about that. So then the other one is turn it around to other people. So I always interrupt other people when they're trying to work, or I interrupt other people when they're trying to work. And if I think about that, is that true or truer than the other statement of other people are always interrupting me when I'm trying to work? Sure it is. Just last night, my husband was trying to work on something for his disc golf league, and I was constantly interrupting him with my thoughts and what do you think about this perception and ideas, and I do it all the time. We interrupt our kids constantly when they're doing something, telling them they have to do something else, or Yeah, constantly. That's just the nature of us. So definitely it is true or truer that I interrupt other people when they're trying to work. So then the other one is the opposite. So other people help me focus when I'm doing my work, help me stay on task. And that is so true. My husband is always trying to help me focus and always trying to help me get organized and get things going. And I have coaches who are helping me, I have family and friends. My house helps me, nature helps me. There's so many things that are helping me to stay focused and not distract me. And so when you see it from that perspective, so when you see that you have this belief in your head, I always get interrupted when I'm trying to do work, that statement is just a pattern that you have in your head from years and years of things that you've just been doing the same old, and it's not necessarily true. So do people interrupt you? Sure they do. However, there's still way more ways to deal with that than having the perception and being angry about the fact that people are interrupting you. Because first off, you got to look at, do you interrupt other people? Then you have to look at, are you interrupting yourself? Then you have to look at, are people actually helping you focus and not interrupting you? Because it's just pointing out that we often tend to take the little tiny things that are bothering us and focus so fully on that. And when you do that, in regards to manifesting, that's what you get more of. And so this is showing you, look at all this other great stuff and look at the things that you can work on in you. And if you focus on those, then you're going to get more of that. And you're going to actually see the truth that the words you're saying are not true, as in, they always interrupt me and I can never get my work done. So on that note, that's the work of Byron Katie, and that's some of the stuff that I do in the coaching. Take care, guys. Bye.